Derek. Honorable Michael. It is just to inform you that we had the particular commission in 1980 that carried out actually one of the most controversial votes. We didn't mention 1980. And then, just to inform you, I give you an example of South Africa. These people, the president appoints and the parliament approves. But you can see they are holding free and fair elections. So why? Why Uganda that we can hold unfair elections?
Thank you. We'll take 1, 2, and Gulu.
All right, thank you, Mr. Joe, for your wonderful submission. My name is Ibrahim Tambuze from Uganda Christian University. Well, you made a very good statement that politicians are electoral thieves, and you said you want the solution to be done by the public. My point of inquiry is the public now going to amend the constitution and put forward these electoral reforms because the politicians are thieves? Thank you.
Thank you. Dorothy Christine Ziwa from Uganda Matters University. Point of information to the panelists. The President of Uganda has the mandate to appoint, but the people appointed are approved by the Parliament. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Ironically, in support of the panelist, he's trying to suggest a people-centered way of doing things with a popular will. It is a utilitarian solution, and I really applaud him for that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Doctor, for supporting my point. The representative from Uganda Matters University in Kozi, thank you so much. The President appoints, but Parliament approves. But we all know the kind of Parliament we have in Uganda. A Parliament that's just rubber stamps. UCU, I talked about the public playing a greater role. We know what has been happening in Uganda, whereby the actors have failed to do anything. And we owe it upon ourselves as citizens of Uganda to play our part. And that is by being vigilant and advocating for this reform. In 1980, I didn't talk about it because it wasn't a general election. It was a National Assembly election. And the chairperson for the Military Commission who instituted that election, the Electoral Commission, was Paulo Muwanga. Allow me to get back to my reforms. We are suggesting a reinstatement of the term limits for both presidential and parliamentarians. We, as a team, are saying we need to be issued with a new voters register that is inclusive of both Ugandans in Uganda and Ugandans in the diaspora, so that we feel that as citizens of Uganda, this is something that belongs to us. We are exploring options of a special tribunal to adjudicate election disputes. In Malawi, when they voted, the incumbent president, Joyce Banda, was defeated, and she was trying to force the people who are in charge of election to annul that result, and they hold another election after 90 days. But the people who are in charge, the High Court judges, stood firm and said she has no mandate to do that because she had handed over before trying to run again. We need a review of the voters' population in Uganda. Currently, you can all bear with me witness that Uganda has never had a population census to determine the actual population of Uganda in more than 10 years. How sure are we the population that is voting?
Information, there will be one this year. So hopefully that will do the job.
Until it happens, we can't take it into consideration, but thank you. We have cases of success in Africa, though they are few. Kenya had an independent electoral boundary commission that held a very effective election. Ghana in 2012 held their election. It was also peaceful. The case of Malawi and South Africa. As a team, we believe it's these changes that will ultimately change the process of election from just a mere routine after every 5 years to something that the citizens of Uganda can own up to and be proud that I elected that person to lead me. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mike. From Murray University of Science, Mr. Rugamba Blaze.
Our topic, Uganda's electoral process and way forward. An electoral process a process through which people exercise sovereign rights to choose leaders of their choice. The moment you see an angry population, an asking population, a population where some individuals reach the extent of getting the speech of the Attorney General, that is an asking population. That is the population that is fed up with the current processes. These are some of the ironical quotes that I tried to research about. Dr. Besje, retired colonel, had this to say: 2016 polls are already rigged. It is on record. Because the current electoral commission, people have lost all the trust in the electoral commission, and which is a misfortune. Norbert Mao, the president of the Democratic Party, had this to say: we condemn, he said, we condemn in the strongest the unacceptable levels of vote rigging, bribery, and intimidation. Olala Otuno, the president of UPC, had this to say. Feb 18th elections was a sham exercise. That's not enough. President Museveni also had this to say, the current president. On the eve of the 2011 general election, one intelligence contact brought me election officials in the Kampala area who told me how the rigging was done. That is not enough. This is what the Supreme Court had to say. By majority decision of 4-3, we find that it was not proved to the satisfaction of the court for the presidential election to be affected in a substantial manner. That was the court ruling, and that's when the retired colonel Dr. Besje lost the petition. In a substantial way, that means rigging, irregularities were there, but they were not substantial. And that's the problem. I believe that all the allegations put forward by all these political protagonists are correct. And when we have, when you ask a local man, what is an electoral process? He's in a position to tell you that an electoral process is a process where leaders come back to us, distribute salt, distribute soap. Because that is what they are being shown. This is a very big problem. But now, we are not here to incriminate maybe the electoral commission. We are here to say we have a way forward. We are here to demand, and that demand, we shall say we want electoral reforms. Electoral reforms, it is a change in the electoral system to improve how public desires are expressed in the election results. And these are some of the practical election reforms I put across. We need the reconstruction of the electoral commission to reflect the spirit of multi-party political dispensation. You know, you all know that in 2002, that's when the current electoral commission was appointed. In 2002, we had not yet gone into the multi-party dispensation. That means after going into the multi-party, we still use the electoral commission of the single-party system. That is why we need a change as soon as possible. I am a technology student, and on this I will sound very selfish. It is so unfortunate that we have to register, to make registers of the voters. What is technology doing? Technology can solve problems. We need to computerize and make sure we give soft copy to all the candidates. National Army, indeed, this is interesting. The National Army is meant to protect the lives and secure the lives of the citizens. It is very absurd on the election day when you see members going around. It's really absurd. It's on record. On the last election day, I thought Uganda was in conflict with another country. Only to remember it was just the day for the election. The national security should do things which really concern them. Then we should stop the massive diversion of funds. The audience, do you remember when supplementary budgets were being passed?
Was it election time? Yes, it was. Please, let's have a fair battle. You cannot have a boxing. You cannot have a boxing match.
Information.
Yes, please.
I have Moops, I have Chambogo, I have Makerere. Please make sure you come with your card. I won't ask you to go back though.
A very good afternoon to us all. Masimelo Coyote is my name, Mom. The question is, I've heard all the panelists come and tell us we need an independent body. But how is what you are failing to tell us? Tell us the Electoral Commission Act has to be amended. Let's be changed to that. We have members of parliament. These people represent constituencies, and we are the people that elect them. Could we have the members of parliament elect a chairperson of the electoral commission? It could be better. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. Job Mtimahanga is the name from Chaloba University. To the panelists, don't you think if you are talking about electoral reforms, you are taking it very far? Because it's on record that even it cannot make 50% of eligible voters that stands out for voting now. And it's the same people who accept bribes from the candidates. Because for me, I believe if people are in your support, really your vote cannot be reached. The person who reaches, it means that he also has support. So don't you think what we need is just to educate the masses about the ease of voting, not looking at the electoral reforms at this time?
Thank you so much. Edwin Kumia is my name, and I'm a student of Makerere University. He actually spoke my mind. I had come here to speak about the same thing, that the most important reform that we can carry out is educating the masses about the importance of voting, because less than 50% of the voters actually turned out to vote in the royal election. Secondly,
Thanks very much. Thanks very much. I beg to answer the following questions that have been put forward. The lady from MOVES asked a very good question. Don't you think MPs should be able to maybe vote an election and they have the electoral commission? But what happens when we have the majority of the MPs in one party? That means the problem is not solved. But this could be the solution that could help. Why not having a national consultation? The people who are really tired of the electoral commission say, we want this one. Then we make a scrutiny, we put a public debate, then the people with the qualifications can come up. I think that could be better, other than getting the MPs themselves, who can be taken to caucuses and told what to do. Thanks very much. Then the Chambogo Honorable said the citizens accept bribes. That means they are not supporting the other one. But I want to inform you that in Kanyanya zone, it is reported in Dr. Besij's petition that 400 people were not registered, yet they were citizens. That means on the these people who did not find their names in the registers, yet they are registered, could that be a problem that they were not educated? Not that one. But civic education is very important.
Information. We'll take the information from the table.
Thank you, Honorable Lugamba. You talked about the computerized electoral election system. How sure are you that we shall not get the same visual results when it's human beings who are going to man those machines, basing on the recent registration of people with IDs and what might out if with their computers and only producing 400 IDs?
Thank you. We will take the other as well.
Thank you very much. Well, the issue of computerized voting has always been in Ghana. In America, they use it, but in some states they are open. So that has not been what we should do is to ensure that people are actually well sensitized about this whole process.
Thank you.
Thanks very much. I'm a technology student, and it's on this account that I want to respond to that. You know, technology, when you are dealing with technology and you are updating the register, that means if a voter is entered twice, the system will be able to detect that this voter has already been entered. That will help very much. One of the people, thanks very much. To conclude with, I really beg that we are the people. We the youth are at the center of everything. And we have the mandate to go and push for them. We have 6.5 million people, according to the UBOS 2013 abstract, 2.5 people in the urban areas. Let's not confine ourselves in the urban areas. Let's go to the rural areas. We have 28.94 of the people. Today I learned this one. Uganda, my country. Uganda, our country. And Uganda, our future. We the youth, let us follow that one and make sure we put Uganda in front.
Thank you very much. Derek Tomusi, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. I'll begin by a quotation that Africa and Uganda inclusive does not need strong leaders, but Africa needs strong institutions. What brings us here today? I'll begin with the gist of why this project, the brainchild of the Center for Constitutional Governance, is having seen that in Uganda we have not had a peaceful transition. The only way we cannot go back through the barrel of the gun, the only way we can have this transition is through free and fair election, of which I would love actually to see in this country happen. The issue, the debate going on in the country is that the NRM is accusing the opposition of hijacking electoral reforms, the other is accusing of hijacking electoral reforms. That is not the issue. The great concern of the day is that the peaceful transition should be through free and fair election. If your party has not mobilized enough, it will not win the elections in this country, even if we have an independent electoral commission. Look at where a party has no a district committee, then who will supervise? He was telling us in Besj's home, FDC cadres were not there to supervise these elections. So that should be one aspect we should not look at. We should not victimize His Excellency President Museveni, because that was the law set by the Constituent Assembly, that the President shall appoint the Electoral Commission. The only problem is that, the only problem which was not envisaged at that time was that can a president at one time be a candidate in the same race? Yes, we have seen it today. So that is why we need the reforms. There is nowhere I can go to a match. Brazil would not have gone for a match of Russia yesterday if they knew that the referee was not Japanese. If the referee was not from one of the countries, they would have not taken part in that race. So the concerns I would love to raise, I will not go back to the history of the elections in Uganda. But what you should know that in growing democracies around the world, the call for institutionalizing principles of democracy has gone on, not only, it has gone on, it has crossed borders. It's no longer a call of politicians, business people are calling for democracy. Professionals, you've seen Council Karamaji is a professional lawyer, among others, the fighting for democratization of this process. And if they stand up in this country and demand for electoral reforms, by having electoral reforms in this country, the international community will feel at home being in Uganda. International agencies, multinational companies will set up their companies here so that we can have employment in that direction, because they will be sure of a peaceful transition from one leader to another. The credibility of institutions managing elections in Africa has been an issue for quite a long time. In Kenya, you saw the election violence. In Uganda, we have had our own stories to tell.